Do you feel like you're behind in life? Do you sometimes feel like you're just a failure or maybe not destined to be great? More importantly, do you often blame yourself too harshly for how your life has turned out? Well, what if I told you that it isn't your fault? Or at least, it's not entirely your fault. Many young people today experience these feelings of failure. It's not unusual, especially in a world where we're constantly told that our lives are completely in our hands and that the outcome of our lives is entirely up to us. We always have successful people flaunting their achievements on social media. They tell you, look at my life, I made the right decisions. If your life doesn't look like this, then you must be making the wrong choices. On social media, thousands of so-called gurus push their success systems, offering advice ranging from waking up at 4 a.m. to taking cold showers as the key to success. Some even go as far as selling extremely expensive courses, promising that if you follow their blueprint, you too can achieve what they have. The truth is, some people who follow these methods will see results, but the majority won't. And when they don't, they're left feeling inadequate. They start believing that they are the problem, that they are failures. The cycle of self-blame begins, creating an unhealthy mindset that slowly erodes their self-worth. To put this in perspective, about 88% of people compare themselves to people on social media. In fact, a study has shown that about 65% of people feel that social media seriously affects their self-esteem. Now, before you get the wrong idea, I need you to watch this video to the end. It's very easy to misunderstand the message here and walk away with the wrong conclusion. This is not an excuse to give up on life or stop putting in the effort. This is about shifting your perspective so you can see yourself in a new, more compassionate light. One of the biggest misconceptions about success is the idea that we have complete control over our destiny. While it's important to take responsibility for our actions, we often overestimate how much control we actually have. Let's talk about one of the most critical factors that determines whether someone becomes wealthy: one's parents or the family one was born into. Studies show that about 44% of billionaires in the United States, for example, inherited at least a part of their wealth. In fact, in the past year, inherited wealth surpassed self-made wealth. $150 billion was inherited compared to the $140 billion earned by self-made billionaires. This means that one of the easiest and surest ways to wealth is to be born into it. But here's the thing, you didn't get to choose your parents. That was completely out of your control. Imagine blaming yourself for not being born into a billionaire family. That would be absurd, right? Yet when it comes to other areas of life, we frequently engage in this same kind of flawed thinking. We blame ourselves for circumstances that were never within our control in the first place. Your upbringing, the economic conditions of your country, the quality of education available to you, and the financial stability of your family. These are all major factors that influence success, yet they are things you had no say in. So if success were purely about hard work and good decisions, why do so many people who work just as hard as billionaires never attain that level of success? If effort alone were the key, why do we see people from privileged backgrounds getting ahead despite making poor choices, while hardworking individuals from disadvantaged backgrounds struggle just to get by? Beyond upbringing and family wealth, another critical factor in success is luck. Yes, luck. This is something that isn't talked about enough because it doesn't sell courses or motivational speeches. For example, someone who started a tech company in the early 2000s when the internet was booming. They may have been brilliant and hardworking, but they also happened to be at the right place at the right time. Contrast that with someone equally intelligent who started a similar company in the wrong decade or wrong economic climate and struggled to make it work. Think about your own life. Have you ever been in a situation where someone else got an opportunity simply because they knew the right person or because they were in the right environment? That's luck. And while preparation and effort play a role in making the most of luck, you can't control when or how these opportunities present themselves. Now, here is why comparison is a trap. One of the most destructive habits we have today is comparing ourselves to others. Social media makes this incredibly easy. We scroll through Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube seeing highlight reels of people who seem to have it all together. What we don't see are the struggles behind the scenes. The person posting pictures of their luxurious vacation might be drowning in debt. The entrepreneur bragging about their six-figure income might have had family connections that gave them an unfair advantage. But because we only see the success, we assume that we're failing in comparison. It's also important to recognize that people define success differently. For some, it's about financial wealth. For others, it's about personal happiness, meaningful relationships, or creative fulfillment, let alone a year. Just because your life doesn't look like someone else's doesn't mean you're failing. Instead of seeing life as a race where you're constantly behind, try to see it as a journey with different paths. Not everyone starts from the same position. Some people are running with a head start, while others have hurdles in their way that they didn't choose. That doesn't mean you shouldn't try. It means you should be kinder to yourself. It means that your worth isn't determined solely by external achievements. It means that even if your journey is slower, it's still valid. So, what can you do? Now that we've established that some things are beyond your control, does that mean you should just give up? Absolutely not. But it does mean you should adjust your approach. 1. Control what you can. While you can't control where you were born or the opportunities that come your way, you can control how you respond to challenges. Focus on self-improvement, skill building, and being ready for when opportunities arise. 2. Stop measuring your life by someone else's yardstick. Define what success means to you personally, rather than chasing an illusion created by social media. Practice self-compassion. Understand that setbacks are not necessarily a reflection of your worth or effort. To treat yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a friend who is struggling. Celebrate small wins. Progress is still progress, no matter how slow. Acknowledge and appreciate the small steps forward rather than only focusing on the destination. 5. Stay open to opportunities. Staying open to new experiences and connections can increase the chances of stumbling upon the right opportunities. This video is not about making excuses. It's about recognizing reality so you can navigate life with a healthier mindset. Yes, work hard. Yes, strive for success. But also, recognize that the world is complex and not everything is within your control. So be proud of yourself. The mere fact that you're still standing trying, still pushing forward in a world that often feels like it's rigged against you, that alone is an achievement. Give life your best, be patient with yourself, and remember, it's not entirely your fault.